Hi, I'm Sheila Long O'Mara, Executive Editor with Furniture Today. Welcome to this edition of Bedding Insights. I'm thrilled to introduce you to my friend Bob Phibbs, who is the one and only the retail doctor who likes to cure all that ails retail struggles. Hey, Bob.
Hey, good to be here today.
Thank you.
Happy
I'm
April.
so happy April, right? I am so excited that you are going to take the stage at our new Sleep Next coming up May 12th through 14th in Florida as our keynote. So give us a little sneak peek about what we can expect to hear from you from the stage.
Well, I think that everybody talks about AI and everybody says, oh, love it or hate it. And yes, I totally believe it's probably opening the door to the Terminator. I would not kid you that I think there's a lot we don't know about it, and there's a lot that's very scary. At the same time, I've been using it for the last year and a half, and I've improved open rates on emails. I've created websites. I've done things. And more importantly, I've been doing this keynote generally around the nation where I demystify it. And a lot of people come up to me and they at the end they're like, I didn't know I could do that. It's like, I know, I can give you permission because there is no AI expert. All you have to do is try some things and don't think that it's going to be something dry and boring. I'm going to give some examples and I'll probably throw some of my own personal ideas about how to sell more in your bedding or furniture stores as well, because that's who the retail doc is. But if you've been kind of thinking, oh, I don't need it, or even if you think that you're a whiz, I guarantee you I'm going to show you some things that you're going to actually be able to walk out of there and do and not have to hire somebody for hundreds or thousands of dollars. And that should interest you greatly. How's that?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I know that you pop in and out of all sorts of retail stores, mattress stores included. What are some of the things that you see that these retailers are doing great? What are some things that you see that they could improve upon? Um, Give us your bird's eye view if you don't mind.
I always like to start off with what they're doing wrong. Oh, so I think
Where they could improve,
yeah,
where
there's a
they could.
little, yeah. What are they doing right? I think the retailers who are putting enough people on the floor are doing it right because nobody wants to wait around. I had gone into one unnamed mattress store, and they had a clipboard, and you were supposed to sign up, and there were three people ahead of me, and the two people were working with two people. And, bed's a considered purchase. That's a 30 to 45-minute conversation. And I just left. And she goes, where are you going? It's like, I am not waiting for you to deign to wait on me. So I think that's number one. I think number two is the interesting thing about RH, who changed everything, was no sale prices. You become part of their, club or whatever it is, and you get a deal on them. But it unlitters the sales floor, and I think the smarter retailers are realizing that, I get it. You have the 18-inch yellow sale tags on everything, but is that really how somebody sees it in their home? And so understanding that the people who have money are spending. The people who have money are saying how high is up. They're still buying. And the more you can cater to that, I think the better. I think the challenge is going to be at anyone at the bottom is going to be really punishing in the next year just because of tariffs and economics and all the things that go along with it. But I think the best retailers embody a feeling of hope when I walk in there. You're going to find the right thing with
Oh,
us. You're going to find the right thing
ah,
with us. I have time for you right now. Like, oh, great. You're not like that. Or you know what you're looking for? I'm looking for a couch. We call them a sofa. Oh, okay, great. And how much you want to spend? Oh, $500. Well, those are right over there. It's like the more you make your store a website, the harder it's going to be for you to make money because you should be able to get me in a state of wonder where I think, wow, I think I really do want that buffalo head three-piece armoire set because it looks cool, even though I didn't have any idea I wanted that when I walked in. That's what we forget. Your greatest source uh, in a mattress store or furniture store, is they're there. They're there, and they're open to suggestion. And I learned when I was working with a mattress store up in Oregon. I think they since sold, but they had a regional chain, about 10 or 15 locations. And he said the worst thing you do is let people just jump on a bed. Like if you don't prepare
wow.
them for it, the body stops talking to them after three. So he has real guardrails. You're not allowed to do that in his store. Well, I just wonder when I see other people and it's a big game, realize that you're losing that game because the customer is running the game. You have to be the one that runs the game. You take the moment to talk to them. What changed in their life today that made them walk in the door today? That's what you're curious
Yeah.
about. Nobody just randomly walk in for a mattress. Honey, we need groceries and I think maybe a bed. They don't do that. Something changed, right? Somebody moved, somebody died, somebody spilled too much on it, the dog, fill in a million things. You should
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
And when you do
Find
that,
out
then
why. Yeah.
yeah, but
Found
without
out the
saying,
why.
what are you looking for? Because you're trying to cut out all the rapport building and just say, what the hell are you doing here? How much money are you going to spend? Are you worth my time? That's what it feels like to us.
Ah, well, and the thing I hear from retailers lately is that door swings have gotten fewer and fewer, right? They're down. Consumer traffic is down. So everybody that walks through that door is super important, right? And I'm hearing from you that a lot of times we're a turnoff. Mattress stores are a turnoff.
Just saying, all that matters. If I'm an owner, I'm looking at how many people walked out the door without buying. That doesn't show up on a sale. That doesn't show up on a P&L. That shows up in your sales. And you realize, try to unpack that. Hey, Jane, so what happened to those people? Well, they said they were just looking. So, I gave them a brochure. Like saying, like, I did everything I could. Did you do everything you could? Because all of you have a book. You have been selling mattresses for a long time. We know that the average person should replace a mattress every 7 years because of all sorts of reasons. Are you calling that book? Are you sending them a postcard? Are you sending them a handwritten note? Are you knocking on doors? There's a million things you can do. You could doing a live video to show the difference. Pull up a mattress, look under here. This is what means you're not sleeping at night. But we don't do that. We think the customer's going to do the work. Well, that's lazy. If you really want to compete
Mhm.
for the customer's job, then get your big boy or big girl pants on and let's compete. Let's not sit there and cry the blues about how the market's changing. People are selling beds for 10 and 20 grand every day. And there are people who are crying they aren't selling $100 mattresses every day. What's the difference? Well, are you hungry enough to sell that? And more importantly, are you up for the game? Because to your point, if I only get 4 people in the store today, holy gosh, I better sell 3 out of 4 of those or I'm gone. And
Absolutely.
without looking at them with dollar signs in their eyes, right? Like, I got to fix this. I got to figure out this game. That's all that a salesperson should be thinking. Not how do I, get rid of them or how do I use my up, but how do I solve this riddle? And then when you do that, understand your follow up is, so do you know anyone else that could use a new bed? Because I have a referral program. But you're always thinking about it's not going to be easy. People aren't going to be walking in. We're in a new world. We went through COVID. Everybody wanted a new bed. Yeah. New furniture. Yeah. Well, we clawed all that demand forward. Yay.
Mhm.
But now we're back to normal and we're in normal. So instead of saying, oh, it's so down, it's like, this is normal now. I've got to adjust.
I love it. So you're going to answer these questions and more at Sleep Next, Florida, May 12th
I only
through
have an hour,
15th.
but okay.
I know, but you're going to speak really, really fast. You're
I
going to
do
be
speak
really,
fast. I
really
do
fast.
speak fast. Yeah.
And so I appreciate you joining us again. This will be amazing. And to all of our viewers, what would you tell them about coming to the conference and, what are you most excited about?
I'm always excited because the energy in a room is you can't capture it. It's only there. The people in that one moment, in that one time. Look, we don't know. Are we gonna be in a war? Are we not gonna be in a war? Are we gonna be with tariffs or not tariffs? Is it gonna be cloudy or rainy? Or it's a million things. There's a lot of unknowns right now in retail. But the one thing that's for sure is when we come together, somebody gets an idea. Right. I always think when I step on the stage. So I'm going to change somebody's life today because someone's in this room thinking, God, I got to get the answer to this question. Somebody else is sitting there and thinking like, oh, I got this all handled. I'm fine. And then they're there and they're like, oh, maybe I do need to change. And then someone else is in there who can actually provide the answer because they've been there and they're just in a little group and something just shows. They're like, oh, have you thought about that? You can't do that on a phone call. You don't do that sitting in your showroom. And you certainly don't do that sitting at home saying, I can't afford to. Of course you can afford to. It's a will issue, not a money issue.
I
You want
love
to
that.
invest it? If you invest in yourself, you'll be there. You'll join me because I'm going to be there for the whole day. before I fly off to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and do a keynote. But I'm going to be there, so you'll be able to answer me questions after it. You're going to be able to find out answers, and more importantly, you're going to be able to rebuild this idea of what does it take to be a great mattress showroom furniture retailer in 2026, and that's pretty exciting.
That's very exciting. And I love those little sparks that people, they hear from the stage, they hear from one another. So I'm a fan of that too, as well. But I appreciate you taking a little bit of your time today to spend with me. I could sit here all day and talk more to you, but we don't have it. So anyway, again, thanks for watching. And again, Sleep Next, May 12th through 14th, Charlotte Harbor, Florida. See you there.
See you there.